Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am starting another new series. I like having series because it gives me something to focus on, and I'm finding that I have certain followings for certain series, so I think I like that because it gives everybody a chance to either watch the series they like or to jump over it if it's something that they're not interested in. Yes, of course, I thought about starting a separate channel, but I think I've done my share of starting other channels. And I think I want to just basically keep everything here. I mean, the channel is called Darlene Michaud. That's me, Darlene Michaud. So by rights, it is allowed to be anything about my life. This is going to be a big part of my life, and I'm very excited about it, and I know I'm going to want to talk about it for anyone who cares to listen. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm just going to explain to you what it is I'm doing. What I am doing is eating zero carb, but not just zero carb. I'm eating only from the animal kingdom. Now, I know that might sound a little weird. You're going to say, what are you talking about? You can't eat lettuce? None of that stuff. I don't even want to. And you'll learn why as we move forward. A little bit about my past. Most of you knew that I did low carb for like a year. Low carb helped me immensely with cutting out my cravings, which I hate. I hate cravings. I am the kind of person that if I'm craving something, I'm giving into it. I don't even want to discuss not giving into it. I don't care about willpower. I just don't want to be suffering. When I was eating carbs, I was always suffering. Always. No matter what kind of diet I tried, I was always suffering. It was miserable, a miserable way to live. So when my doctor in August of 2015 said I was pre-diabetic and I needed to change the way I eat, so I did. I went low carb and I did really well for a whole year, and my cravings were gone, but then somehow they came back. You know, I know it's because I just started adding little bits of carbs here and there and saying, it won't matter, it won't matter. It mattered. It was like instantly I started getting cravings and I was back to that fighting the cravings. It is terrible. I'd like to do a whole video on just cravings, because if you're that kind of person that says, I could never do that because I'd go nuts craving those other things, I'm telling you, I am not craving anything, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I would not lie to you about this. It doesn't work this way for everyone, but oh my God, it's certainly worth a try if it's something you think you might like to do. The other night, I was on my couch and I was so depressed. I had been on a 2-week potato chip binge. It started with some pretzels, just a little crunch, and then I was buying some chips, like one bag, and you know, in no time I was coming home with 3 or 4 different flavors of potato chips, tortilla chips, dip, salsa. I mean, it was madness, and I was very depressed, and I was very sick, waking up like I had the world's worst hangover, just wanting to cry. I felt like such a failure. And even though I knew I felt better before, I knew if I stopped this, I could feel better again. But when you're there, it's hard to get out of that hole, because just like with my depression, and I've mentioned this before, when I'm depressed or when I'm, in that mode of overloaded on carbs, I can't remember that it was good before, and I can't feel like I can get there, and I forgot that it wasn't a struggle. It's like, I can't do that again. So that night I went to bed and just turned on my iPad, and on my Yahoo page just happened to be an article by a woman, Kelly Hogan. And I read it, and it's going to be my life changer. I just know it is. I read everything that she wrote on her blog. I went and read a few other people's blogs, and I just started looking around at zero carb. And, when somebody says they're on a zero carb diet, there are many ways to do that. Most of them do allow vegetables, but this one is for people who feel like they are super, super sensitive to any kind of carbs. So it's just from the animal kingdom. I am naturally a meat lover, have been all my life. I would have preferred potatoes with my meat, so I thought. But I noticed that without the carbs, I don't care about any of that stuff. Best thing about this diet, and when I say diet, I don't mean for weight loss. I mean the way I'm eating. That's my daily diet. The best thing about it, well, there's actually 2 best things. No cravings. That is pure freedom for me. And it is so easy. I have just meat to purchase. Eggs, maybe once in a while some cheese. The cheese would probably last me forever if I bought some. It's just so incredibly easy. Okay, so what I did is I printed out the FAQs. I also belong to Zeroing In on Health Facebook group. It's a public group, so I'm quite sure you can read the posts without having to join. So if you're interested in just going to see what other people are saying there, you can learn. I'm also going to link down below to Kelly Hogan's blog and that article that I read. And again, this is not for everyone, and I'm not even suggesting that I think people should try it. I just want to be able to give back what I've already received. You know that I like to do that. I like to help people if I can with my videos, and Kelly has no clue how she, practically lifted me up off the couch that night and saved me. I mean, I started immediately, and thank you, Kelly. Thank you very much. So I want to be able to do the same if there's somebody out there who might want to try this and it might change their life too. Now, yes, it's only been day 5 for me, but the reason I'm speaking like that is because I did do a year of low carb, and that was life-changing in itself. It really was. I was so happy to not be craving. Most of you know that. I was cheering all the time. I have no cravings. I don't care about anything else. And I meant that. Would it be nice for me to lose weight? It sure would, but I did not care because I felt like I had been released from a prison in hell. That part was just so good. Now with this way of eating, I'm again freed from that prison in hell, but I think I might lose some weight. Follow me on this series and we'll see how I do. Okay, from the FAQs, I'm just gonna read a couple things so you know exactly what we're eating here. We eat meat. We eat foods from the animal kingdom. We contend that eating only meat and eliminating carbohydrate foods causes the least amount of damage to your body. This allows healing to occur, and this healing can bring weight loss and often relief from many illnesses and symptoms related to poor diets. What can I eat? Optimal foods. I love this. Meat. Beef, veal, pork, chicken, duck, turkey, fish, shellfish, lamb, venison, goat, etc. Organ meat if you enjoy it. I do. Bacon, of course, it says. Eggs, as many as you like. Animal fats for cooking. Use beef fat, tard. That's a mixture of tallow and lard. Tard. Beef fat, tallow. Lard, non-hydrogenated lard. Bacon grease, duck fat. What the heck do you buy duck fat? Butter. And ghee? I don't even know what that is. Ghee, never heard of it. Salt is fine. Some people limit salt. Others have no problem with it. Sea salt is optimal. And water. That's it. That's what's on the list. How cool is that? Then they have a list of a lot of less optimal. This is like based on your individual results. Still animal kingdom, so it's okay. The group that I'm in, there's no plant food allowed. So if you're thinking about being in that group, don't join until you think this is something you really might want to do. Processed meats are allowed, but check labels and avoid sugars and fillers. We love our bacon around here. Sausage, bacon, ham, pepperoni, and so on are fine. Okay, we are allowed dairy, because it either has to be an animal or come from an animal. Dairy, full fat, including cheese and heavy cream. But it does say, we remind people that are new to this way of eating that including dairy may inhibit weight loss. That's not my concern right now. My concern is feeling good, so I am indeed putting some heavy cream in my coffee, and may increase your cravings. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to have any cravings with the way I'm eating right now. We do encourage you to try for the first 30 days without any dairy, if you can, and then evaluate how it works for you. Spices and herbs, those are plants, so it's on less than optimal, but if somebody wants to add that to season their food, I don't. I want my meat plain. You guys know that. I mean, this is like so perfect for me. It just says they can interfere with your true hunger signals, blah, blah, blah. Coffee is tricky. I do have my 1 cup of coffee, but the one I had this morning, which is still sitting here, it's my smaller cup. It's not my big, tall thingy. That way, just a little bit of heavy cream makes it really creamy and rich, and I'm not having all the coffee because coffee is from a plant. And caffeine will inhibit your hunger signals and can mess up with your insulin response. So I am slowly gearing away from that. Tea seems to have a lesser effect. alcohol. I'm not drinking alcohol, so I don't even care about that whole section. You know, so there's a lot to read. I think if you go to Zeroing In on Health, I'll have the link to that Facebook page. Public. You're free to read it. I think you can click on the files. You know, at the top of the Facebook page, look for files, and there's tons of stuff to read there. So go through and look at that. See, coconut oil, it's from a plant. I have it. I'm not using it. I now cook my stuff in butter. And then, of course, things not to include, you know, the sugar, not even artificial sugar, and different things. Will my particular illness be cured? Of course, they say, no, we can't promise that, but there are so many reports of people who have everything from, like, not having a cold for 4 years to one woman who is completely off all her bipolar meds and has no more symptoms. That's why I say I'm eating for my mental health. A lot of people, and I'm so excited in that group, and I haven't even, you know, they don't know me at all, but a lot of them are saying that it has completely helped their anxiety, depression. That's music to my ears. What about fiber? What about poop? It says this is one of our most frequent questions. People love to talk about poop. You do not need fiber if you are not eating carbohydrates. Now, I don't know where they're getting this information, you know, so don't take this like it's, you know, in the Bible or something. But there are things that make sense to me, and at least if you read a sentence like that and you say, how come they're saying this? I don't think they cite any of their sources. I'm big on sources. I do like sources. You can go look up that info and say, how dare they say something like that? I am going to prove them wrong. One thing that's really not cool to do is just go tell somebody they're wrong and you don't have any way to back that up. I mean, I am thrilled if somebody can send me some info and let me know where they got that. But a lot of people just like to say, you can't do that. You're going to die. I've already been told I'm going to die in 3 years. I was like, that long? I'll take it. I'd rather live 3 very happy, healthy years than live the way I was living during my chip consumption. Yeah, I mean, bowel habits will change. I don't need to talk about all that. You go read the poop stuff all by yourself. And then there's like, how much should I eat? It's eat till you're full. Here's what I do, and then I'm going to stop here because I don't want this to be too long. The very first day I was a little worried, what if I crave? So the very first day I had my meat, and then I had some egg mixed in it. I think that was that very first day that I put a little bit of cheese on my meat. You know, I was just like so afraid. I'm not going to want to do this. I'm going to, you know, crave my broccoli. I love vegetables, but oh my God, if I don't have to go buy vegetables and fix vegetables, how exciting this is for me. But that first mix of meat I made had 8 eggs in it. That lasted me 3 days. So I haven't added any egg to anything else yet. And I haven't added any cheese to anything. Today, for instance, I had, and same as yesterday, just meat. Today and yesterday with the little bit of cream in my coffee and the butter that I cook it in. But today was the absolute best. It's what made me want to talk to you guys. Because any of you who are doing this know, you know the feeling of how wonderful it is if you love meat and you get to eat meat. How just satisfying. It's just so satisfying. I had a beef roast and I used my electric knife. I pulled out my electric knife and I sliced nice thin slices. Put that in a pan with a little bit of butter in the pan. More butter to come. And then I had bacon, which was still frozen. My package of bacon ends, I was able to cut right through that with the electric knife. Oh, and I had some ground beef. So I cooked that, and that little bit of butter, let that cook, and then I put that on my plate, and I poured the juice in, and then I put a little, like maybe 2 tablespoons of butter on the top of that. And that melts. And then on my plate, I added some deli roast beef. And I would dip that into that au jus, which is mainly blood and butter mixed up together. Yummo! I ate that. And I ate with my fingers. I am truly a cave woman now. And I always put as much as I want on my plate. I mean, I just pile it and I eat till I'm full. I do eat fast. So what I did today, because yesterday after I was like signaled that I'm done, wow, I was like over full and I didn't eat anything else except a little bit of roast beef at night. So today I ate and it was just delicious. I tried to slow down a little bit and then I actually put the dish down and I waited about 5 minutes. I know I should probably wait 10 or 20. And I said, you know, I'm just going to, you know, wait and see how this feels. Took the plate back, ate a little bit more and put it back without eating everything on the plate. And those leftovers are going to be for in front of Dancing with the Stars tonight. I can't wait. I am posting on my blog at darlenemichaud.com. Every day I show you, or at least tell you, what I ate the day before. So please go follow along with that. You can also, there's a place to put your email in so that you'll get it once a day. You'll get an email showing you what I posted that day. Or just go to darlenemichaud.com and see and check it out. I will be talking about it much more here on my channel. I will always have something in the title to let you guys know we're talking about the way I eat. So those of you who have no interest in it, you can just skip right on over. This is very important to me. I need all the support I can get. I'm going to love the new Zeroing In on Health family. I have friends, Peanut Gallery members who are even doing this. Shauna has talked about it a lot. Hi, Shauna. She's on board and even, possibly getting on board with more of the zeroing in on health as opposed to, the typical low carb. She does keto. Everybody does their own thing. But it's nice to have support and, for people to not faint when you say you eat butter on meat. Long story short, that's impossible with me. I am confident that this is working for me. I feel good. I feel encouraged. My head is clear. I don't have carb fog. If you insist that this is going to kill me, you can. You can insist it's going to kill me. Something is going to kill me one of these days. And if I OD on steak, so be it. That is it. So thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment down below if you've ever done this or if you think you might want to. And again, it's your choice. I'm not pushing this on you. And I know everybody always says, ask your doctor, talk to your doctor about it. Talk to yourself about it first. Ask yourself, is this something I think I could try? You know more about yourself than your doctor ever will. I promise you that. Okay, links are all down below for all those sites and groups and stuff that I talked about. I'll be back with more soon. Thank you. Bye.